I've been. My daughter said that I should speak more loudly, so I tend to mumble sometimes. So if you can't hear me, just text or whatever it is that you can do on there, and Tam will let me know to speak up a bit. Welcome. It's very strange still. It's rather beautiful today, and my concern is that the telephone's going to overheat. So we'll see. Well, hopefully will last the time. The bump for the prep for this that Ellen sent out was that it was about pitching and punching, or rather what I noticed with especially people learning to carve. I mean, I come from a masonry background, so what we're after is a really efficient way of getting quickly to the surface that we want. Masonry is all about flat, straight lines, flat surfaces. Even curves are all about flat surfaces, really, and really efficient ways of removing large amounts of stone quickly. And also, this is a really fun thing to do. So this is a really good, it's really good fun and slightly dangerous. So we're back to the. I mean, done very little. I've done nothing to a little tiny bit to the stone. I spent some time on the maquette this week of the lion, and I've kind of finished it and put it on the board and carved out the back, and it's slowly drying out. Tam, should we have a look at that? Could we have a look at that? It's over here. So I don't know whether. What should I do? Bring the thing or something?
I'm not certain. Yep.
So here he is. I tried to make him fierce, but he's kind of seems kind of fierce in a kind of friendly sort of way, and so I've been, and normally for me maquettes are kind of throwaway. Here's a bit of a maquette that just fell apart on me. I'm keeping this because of the tassels are really useful, but normally they're thrown away. But my Yvonne, my mother-in-law Yvonne, she works in clay a lot and does some portraiture in clay. It being a throwaway thing, we've decided that we'll keep it and fire it, because this will just about get in her kiln, and that's a kind of first for me. They're always just a kind of sketch normally, so I get familiar with the shapes, not so much kind of you explore the shapes and make them work so that they're easier to carve, so you've already made them. Although clay's a very different medium, it gives you you kind of you're working on. I mean, I find it. People who work on clay find it a bit of a mind-bending exercise to remove stuff when they start stonework, to remove stuff. Whereas for me, it's quite nice. I tend to kind of put things on and then take things off again in the same way I carve. But anyway, that's the and I took some more accurate measurements of it and of this, and so I'm making a carving block. Basically, and I thought I'd talk about, again, back to this. I thought I'd talk about pitching and punching. Saying that, of course, I found a couple of pictures. I found a pitcher and a nipper, which are both the same kind of tools, but I haven't got a punch. Hi, Tom. I haven't got a punch. I've only got a point. So let me show you those. Let's see if I can find a point. Okay. So these are. Is that all right? Can you see that? This is a pitcher. This is a masonry pitcher. It's a lovely bit of kit. Really useful for removing kind of medium to hard limestone like Portland or some sandstone. I love Tom's giving me the thumbs up. And this is a nipper, which is just actually a modified cold chisel, and you can see they haven't got they're not sharp. They're a shocking tool, and they're designed to kind of shock bits of stone. And these are points. They're carver's points. A punch, a masonry punch or a small carving punch, they have a kind of spade end. They have a flat end like a normal chisel, but they're kind of much more. They're not sharp. They're just they're for again they're a shocking tool. They're for blowing bits of stone out. Anyway, before you do that with pitching, and what's really kind of what's kind of important is that you need a point for the blow to go to. So what you can do, so I kind of started by using, this is a 1/2" masonry chisel, tungsten tipped mallet headed masonry chisel, and what I did, I started by just removing this line, and this kind of last blow into the stone is important. It kind of leaves a mark in the material, or a compression in the material. So a shock tends to run towards these points where it's been grounded out. So the other thing, it creates a safety. It creates a point of a safety for any shot to run to. So I'm going to run one along here as well. So look, that shape hasn't changed really. So I'm from this shape hasn't changed really. So I move over back up to here, and I just change that shape's kind of the same. I'll just point that out. It's useful. It's kind of so I do that so that any pitch doesn't run below this line. Anchor's a bit wibbly, I'm afraid. Okay, so I might actually make that a little bit deeper. Make a kind of. So this is the same technique a mason would use in making a kind of OG or a bit of a kind of cyma recta or cyma reversa moulding. You so that you can. Without an angle grinder. So angle grinders make life very easy, but they're really unpleasant and they're really dusty, and they're also quite dangerous, especially at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you're getting knackered. So if I'm working at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm working with machinery, I kind of extra careful.
Sorry.
Or want to go home. Not have my mind on the job. So I've got a point here the shot's going to run to. I've got a point here the shot's going to run to, and I want to remove as much as possible. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to do a V cut in the middle as well. Masonry particularly, I listened to John Parsons talk about this because he was an apprentice mason, and they were seriously abused really as apprentices, and they were made to do all sorts of weird and wonderful things like do drafts upwards and along and down and left-handed. But the thing to do is, and it's difficult when you start out, of course, because you're trying to control the chisel all the time and you get very tense, is to remember to relax, because the whole thing about this is to be able to do it all day, every day, just be able to continue to carry on. And you can, if you're relaxed, if you're using the weight of the mallet, rather than your strength, you can just keep on going. And this is why they use big mallets, or kind of weighty mallets. You weren't using too much of your strength, just using your strength to pick it up and then swing it and drop, and you kind of just drop it and allow the weight to do the job. Anybody got any questions?
Do you do architectural carving?
Do I do architectural carving? Yes, I do but it means different things. Architectural carving. So I worked at Salisbury Cathedral for about 4 or 5 years, and I did the main part of my banker work there, and all of that was architectural carving. All of that was making arches and mouldings, and Salisbury Cathedral is early English style of moulding, which is kind of weird and squiggly, and all of that, all of that. So all the furniture around the arches and the windows, that's all called architectural masonry. Although, is that what you asked? Okay, yeah, that's what you asked. Although it does tip over into carving, architectural masonry. So, who asked that?
Janola.
Okay.
Tracery. Have you done tracery?
Yeah, tracery. Yeah, I've done tracery. I've done some tracery. There's a lot of tracery at Salisbury, but I did. I've done a bit of tracery. I did one. Actually, I did a bit of college. I did a rose window, a little rose window, which I ran as a project and did a few of the stands. But that's fun. That's kind of new one, firing bits of stone at town. areas where the weather gets to various places. We're nine.
That's Zoom.
That's not Zoom.
That was Zoom.
Videos.
Is it? No. Clean yourself on there, Gary.